It's August 5th, 2013, and it's been a very long time since I've done a video blog, so I figured, why not? I have the time, might as well. I probably should have watched the last video blog I did before I'm doing this one, but alas I have not, so I'm not exactly sure where I left off. But then again, this is geared towards my friends and family across the country, so I know a lot of you are already pretty up to date on what's going on in my life because you're on my Facebook. But I'm sure there's others who are going to see this. So 2 years ago I moved to LA, and I've been here ever since, and I actually really like it here, despite the traffic. It's good. I think I don't have to drive a lot, so I don't really have to deal with the traffic a whole lot. And so what has happened since I've lived in LA? Well, I found a really good church as soon as I moved to LA, up in Hollywood, called Reality LA. I really like what they're about and what they're doing in the community and how they're just a part of being a positive light in Los Angeles. I think that is the biggest thing that I've noticed in LA is just how desperate and hungry this city is, how the people are just hungry, hungry for truth and hungry for light and hungry for genuineness. I think, yeah. So it's just neat to be a part of what Reality is doing in the city. Well, really a part of what God is doing in the city. So that's cool. Since I've been here, I've had a few different gigs in different places. I worked for a previous company in Culver City for a little bit, then I worked for a post-visual effects house in Santa Monica, and then my last gig I actually worked for Electronic Arts, which was really cool. So I worked for EA as a background environment artist for EA. That was a lot of fun. I really liked working for them. I really liked the team that was over there. We all worked great together, and yeah, I wish that had been longer, but who knows what the future will bring, and if I'll be able to work with them in the future at different locations or whatnot. So that was a lot of fun. Right now I'm unemployed, so that's why I'm able to do this video blog and have the time for it. Yeah. Okay, so that was work. Last year, I met the most amazing man ever, and I fell totally head over heels for him. And so our first date was February 1st, 2012. And we actually went to Amoeba record store up on Sunset Boulevard for our first date, which was kind of cool because music is really what started the conversation with us. So it was neat to be able to start in a music store. And then we got married a year later. So we got married February 2nd, 2013. And I'll tell you, married life is awesome. I'm just blessed. God is good and life is awesome. And I know it's not always going to be a bed of roses, and I'm sure there's going to be difficult times that we go through because everybody goes through hard times. But I'm very thankful that Tom is the one that's going to be by my side through it. So, yeah. And my wedding was awesome. I'm sure every bride says that. It was just the most amazing day. And I had the coolest wedding dress ever. It was bright red. Yeah. Here, I'll post a couple pictures for you. There you go. And I'm sure if you're one of my friends and family, you've already seen all these pictures. So sorry for the repeat, but I just had a really cool wedding dress. And the guys looked stellar. They just looked amazing. So, and it was really cool. Our pastor, Pastor Tim, did our wedding, and he did a phenomenal job. And I just thank him for doing that. It was just really a cool wedding. so I've been married for 6 months, and unfortunately, the timing worked out well. My contract at EA actually ended a week before our wedding. So that was nice that I had a week to scramble and continue to get things ready for the wedding. But unfortunately, I have not been employed since then. When we got back from the honeymoon, I was getting contacts, and there was a lot of activity and stuff going on, and then it just dried up. The summer got really, really dry, and there just wasn't any work. And a lot of people I knew in the industry who, I'm a 3D artist, so I do 3D modeling. It was just hard. Summer's been really dry. But fortunately, things have picked up a little bit, and I've gotten a contact by a company in New York, and I was able to do an art test for them. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. And then I also got a contact from a company here in Santa Monica, which would be awesome to work for. And I have an art test that I'm currently working on for them. It's a big art test. It's actually an 80-hour art test, which is big. But it would be amazing to work for them. They're a great company in Santa Monica, and that's local, so I would be able to ride my bike there, which would be awesome. Tom and I are living on the west side of Los Angeles, so I know all you non-LAers have no idea where that's at, but we live just east of Venice, so we're between Culver City and Venice, in a little neighborhood called Mar Vista. So I'm 3 miles from the beach, so I can walk down to the beach, which is nice if I want to, although I never go to the beach. It's funny, when you live here, you just don't go. I went to the beach more when I lived in Florida, but then again, I had a lot of people to go with, and well, the other thing too is the beaches all close here at 10 p.m., and you can't be on the beach after 10. In Florida, they didn't close. You could go at 3 o'clock in the morning and look at the stars. And so a lot of times my roommates and I would go down to the beach in the middle of the night and go look at the stars. And you didn't have to worry about getting chased off the beach by the cops. So, our honeymoon, Tom and I went to Ojai, California for a few days, which was awesome. And then we went to Cambria, which is up the coast of California. We rented a house there, and that was really cool. And maybe I'll cover that more on the next video vlog, because this one, we'll just keep this one short. I'll post pictures and stuff like that. It was really cool. We had a great time. There's so much to see in California. It was neat to be able to kind of stay somewhat local, which kept it a little, a lower cost, which was great, and just visit the beautiful areas in California. One of the things that I think I'm going to talk more and more about is my weight. As some of you know, actually a lot of my friends know, that I was much heavier. I've lost a lot of weight. In 2010, when I graduated at Ringling, I was topping out at 276.4 pounds. It was the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and I've always struggled with weight my whole life. So over the next 2 years, I lost 130 pounds, which feels awesome. However, since I got married, I've gained a little bit of weight back. It's been a struggle. I was on a really strict diet for those 2 years, which I actually tend to find is easier, at least for me. A lot of people can't handle a super strict diet, but I actually do really well when my diet's really strict, because it's really black and white for me, what I can and cannot have. So I lost all this weight. I got to a certain size. Then I got married, and after that, I promised myself I wanted to not be on the super strict diet. I wanted to learn how to eat, correctly and in moderation, but to be able to have some freedom in what I eat. And I actually found that was really hard for me to do. because I find that I struggle with self-control, and particularly when it comes to bread and anything with, carbs. I like to be able to have a sandwich, and I like to be able to have, baked potato or whatever, but I can't do that. My body just doesn't take to it. I've that's been a struggle, just figure out a balance of having those type of things, very small amounts of those type of things in moderation, and also balancing, healthy food, learning moderation, learning self-control within that moderation, and not having a super strict diet. The other thing that's been a challenge is being married. Tom eats completely different than I do. He can have cereal any time of the day. I can't even eat cereal because it just makes me gain weight left and right. I can't eat cereal any time of the day, and I love cereal, but I can't eat it. So it's, just things like that. So just adjusting to having those type of foods in the house for him, and exercising self-control for myself and not eat them. I have that's been a struggle of, some days I succeed and some days I don't, because there's nothing better than a bowl of cereal. I love a bowl of cereal, and I can't eat that. Because before I was married, Tom and I didn't live together, and so I was able to control everything, every little piece of food that was in my kitchen, that was mine to eat, because, my roommate's food was her food, but like what I own, I can control everything. But here, it's, what both of us get is we can share it. So it's really coming to terms with that's his and I can't touch it. I don't know. It's been a struggle. It's been a challenge. So I've gained some weight since coming back. I was running for a little bit, and that was really fun. I did a couch to 5K, and then I hit my goal, and for some reason I just completely sputtered out after I hit my goal. I was like, and then my motivation died. And I think part of it too was it wasn't fun anymore. It just became a burden, something I had to do every single day, and I just wasn't liking it anymore. I think the other thing too is I find that I don't like running when it's warm out. I don't like it at all, and it was starting to get hot because it's starting to get summer, and so that kind of killed my motivation too. So maybe now that the weather's starting to cool off a little bit, I'll start running again. The biggest thing is I have to do things I like. Like, I like to dance. Dancing is fun, so maybe I should do more dancing. I love dancing. So I think that's part of a challenge, is just figuring out how to balance everything and how to be physically active, in things I enjoy, because if I don't enjoy it, I'm just not going to do it. I'm so stubborn. I'm just not going to do it if I don't like doing it. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk more about that next time. Yeah, so I can't think of anything off the top of my head to talk about. So if you guys have ideas for me, topics or questions or whatnot to talk about, let me know. I am not covering controversial topics, okay? I'm just going to say that right off the bat. I'm not going to do debates on the internet. I'm not going to do controversial topics. I'm not interested, because I think context and having a real conversation with somebody face-to-face is much more important if you're going to get into touchy areas. So, just not interested. So if you have other things that you want to talk about or want me to talk about, let me know. Okay, that's all. Until next time, you guys all, I hope you're well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.